Hello and welcome to the Sound Lab podcast. Oh yes, episode 3. Hopefully you're enjoying it from what you've heard over the last few weeks. Well, on today's show, we're going to go back to 2024. Yeah, first show of 2025, we're going to go back to 2024, where we did loads of interviews at 2000 Trees Festival and still not had the chance to play every single one of them. So, the first 4 interviews of today's show are kind of leftovers from 2000 Trees. Frank Turner, Movements, Kite Thief, and Calva Louise. All those interviews are coming up on today's show. And then I thought we'd go back to our first ever 2000 Trees Festival back in 2014, where we had a chat with the likes of Canterbury and Narwhals. But we're going to play you an interview from Dan Lassac versus Scroobius Pip. Now, they're no longer working together. Maybe we could put them back together again. Yeah, let's see how this interview pans out, shall we? But let's start off by going to Frank Turner from 2000 Trees Festival 2024. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm at 2000 Trees.
You're back.
How could life be better?
Yeah, you're back once
again.
How are you? I'm good. Thank you. Last time we had a chat was just before your album came out.
Yes.
It is now out.
It is now out.
How's it gone down?
I think, well, I mean, I'm arguably the worst person to ask that question, but I mean, you know, my only real kind of gauge of it is people sing along with the new ones as well, live, and that's very reassuring. And we've just got back from a long American tour, and it was the biggest American tour we've done in a long time. So that was good. Yeah, very well. I had a really, really good time.
Good. And before we had a chat, before the album, you mentioned that you were going to be doing a world record attempt.
Yes.
And you got it done.
Yeah, we did. It was awful. I mean, well, no, I should clarify. The shows were great. We did 15 shows in 15 cities in 24 hours. The physicality of doing that was an utter nightmare. And I sort of kind of intellectually knew that before we started, but the reality of it is still crushing. And I felt very, very fucked by the end of it. But we got it done.
Talk us through where you started and how you ventured around pretty much the country.
Yeah, we started in Liverpool and we went to Huddersfield and then Leeds and then we went south from Leeds. I remember that. I mean, it gets a bit hazy at a certain point. We went through London at 4 a.m, which was wild.
Yep.
With no disrespect to the wonderful people of Kingston, the Kingston show at 6 a.m. was the rough one, simply because up to and including the 4 a.m. show, everyone was like out on the lash, and then at 6 a.m. everyone had just got out of bed. So the energy levels went pew. But we finished up in Southampton, which is roughly where I'm from.
Yeah.
And at a gig that I know well, the Brook, and it was a triumphant finish. Then I had a 3-hour cab ride home, which was awful. Just sat in the back of this cab, just feeling like I was absolutely tripping balls and jet lag and all the rest of it. But yeah, we got it done, and obviously it promoted the album.
Yep.
Also, it directed money and attention and all the rest at 15 independent venues and 15 independent record stores, and that's fine with me.
Good. Great stuff. And you have been busy since doing touring.
Yes.
You've got loads more touring still to come.
Plenty that hasn't been announced yet as well.
Where can we see you?
Well, that's an interesting way of phrasing it. The UK tour starts tomorrow and it is 100% sold out. Hooray! Couple more festivals this summer. Why Not Festival, Latitude Festival, and then back in the States, Canada, all over Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, Mexico, Ireland, Show 3000, which is also sold out. And then there'll be more.
Back over here?
Yes, we're basically we did the 24 hours thing. We've got this UK tour starting tomorrow, which, like I say, is sold out. But we're going to do it's a short tour. We're going to do a giganto mega UK tour next year at some point. And I can't tell you when yet, but it's coming.
It's coming. And we also touched last year at Reading Festival, where we spoke about you doing a show potentially in Africa.
Yes.
With a friend of yours.
Yeah.
Is that in the works?
It is in the works. I mean, my schedule's sort of grueling would be a polite way of describing it in a minute. We'll get there. I mean, I go to Sierra Leone pretty regularly for a charity that I do stuff with out there. And I'm hoping to get back there soon. God knows when, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, I've been chatting to some folks about Kenya as well, South Africa. Like, I mean, essentially, I'm a bit of a magpie. If there's a show going, I'll take it.
Yeah. Is there anywhere you've not been to yet?
Yeah. So the big ones, my white whales, if you like, not Wales. My white whales, Japan and South America, the two places I've not yet played, but they are both on the docket at the minute, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. Good stuff. And I know the record's only really just come out, but have you started thinking about the next record and started to write?
I've started thinking about it. I haven't started writing just yet, which is unusual for me. I've usually got a few, because I finished undefeated last summer, you know. So I usually have a few things in the bag. I don't really at the moment, and I'm kind of fine with that, because 10 albums is a lot of fucking albums, and there's a part of me that think, and I'm going to be touring this record probably through well into 2026, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At which point I might take a break for a bit. I mean, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we'll see at that point. But I'm not in a hurry, I guess I would say.
Do you have ideas of what direction you think you might want to take it, or?
I'm at the phase of my creative cycle right now where I start coming up with wild ideas about how I'm going to make a completely solo record or a jazz record or a drum and bass record or whatever. Most of the time that gets sort of beaten out of me by the time we actually get into the studio. But you never know. Acid jazz.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Not really.
No. I think you should try it anyway.
My drummer would like to try it. He's a big fan.
Speaking of the drummer, the Sleeping Souls, who you go out on the road with, they've released their own music.
Yeah, they did.
Finally.
I went to see them live in January. It was really weird.
What do you make of their music?
It's great. It's fantastic. And I stood in the audience. I was like, this band's fucking great. I should play with them.
Yeah.
And then I remembered that I do. No, but I'm super happy about it. They're all super creative people. It's important to say that they contribute to the arrangements of the songs that I write a lot, you know, but ultimately I'm the songwriter and indeed the boss. But it's really cool. You know, they all write, and it's really cool to hear them have free reign to do their thing. I think they're great songwriters.
Did you have input on their record?
Goodness, no. I did a backing vocal on one track.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Frank Turner from 2000 Trees Festival 2024. Now, we're all over social media, so come and find us at The Soundlab Yes. That's on all the socials, and you can also check out the website as well, thesoundlabuk.co.uk. Now, let's move on and play the interview from Movements, which we had a chat with at 2000 Trees Festival last year. So here we go, Movements. How are you?
Good, man. Yeah, how are you?
Not too bad. You're here at 2000 Trees.
Yes, sir.
How's your day been so far?
It's been great. I'm upset because one of my favorite bands is playing right now, and it's nice because I can actually hear them from where we're standing, which is nice.
Should we just watch them?
Yeah, let's. Can we take a? No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, it's been a great day so far. Really excited to be here. First time playing the fest, so yeah, extremely exciting.
Yeah, nice. I think we had a chat last year at Slam Dunk Festival. You've slowly been dripping music through over the past year. Where are you at with the music?
Oh man, I mean we put out a new record last year called Ruckus, and that was our third full-length album. So, dude, I mean the reception that we've seen from that album has been unbelievable. Better than we thought it was going to be. Truly. Yeah, it's been really fucking cool. We just put out a new single like a few weeks ago, and that's reception's been good on that as well. And just excited to keep going, man. We're coming up on 1 year anniversary of the new record, so we've got some fun stuff planned around it that I don't know that I can talk too much about yet. But yeah, man, we're super excited and just ready to honestly get back into writing mode and see what comes next.
Yeah, good. With that single that came out a few weeks ago, is this the start of more new music to come?
Not necessarily. I would say it's more of an extension of the Ruckus era that we've kind of been living in for a little bit. But yeah, I think that it might hint at some of the stuff that we're going to be doing in the future. But to be honest, we don't even really know what the new stuff's going to sound like either. So we're just kind of playing it by ear right now and having a good time, trying to stay as authentic to ourselves as we can and write music that we are happy with and confident in.
Yeah, nice. Have you started writing?
Not really. We've been riding the wave, We've been letting Ruckus do its thing and just having a good time with it. Been really busy touring, but yeah, starting next year, we're going to get back into the studio, writing mode, and really start hammering out what the next era of Movements is going to be.
Yeah, good. And once the album came out, it's always then touring. How's that been for you?
Oh man, the tours have been fucking incredible, dude. I mean, the venues have never been bigger, the crowds have never been better. It's really humbling. It's an incredible feeling to finally have, the hard work that we've been putting into this band over the years, trying to make it grow. it's really inspiring to finally have it be paying off and seeing that firsthand and watching these crowds just like be so receptive to the new music. We've never experienced that kind of reaction to new songs before, and it's been incredible.
Nice. And more touring to come?
Lots more. Yeah, we got a really busy end of the year. We're doing a tour in the States and in Canada with Turnover in September. And then we've got a Latin America tour all of November. And then we'll be home for the holidays, which will be nice. And then more tour on top of next year. So, yeah, busy, but we're loving it.
Yeah, for sure. Where haven't you been to yet that you want to go and tour at some point?
Oh, man, Japan, dude. That is number one on my list. We've wanted to go to Japan for forever. We haven't made it over there yet. We're trying to work out some plans maybe for next year to try and get over there. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, I mean, we've been so blessed to go basically everywhere else. I mean, November will be the first time that we've ever been to Latin America, and that's been something that we've wanted to do for a while. You know, come to Brazil type stuff. Like we're finally going to Brazil, and man, we're really excited for that. So yeah, super lucky to be able to have been everywhere that we've been.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, with the writing side of things, how do tracks normally start off for you guys?
Oh man, I mean, it really differs from track to track. I would say that most commonly it would be like a guitar riff that our guitar player or our bass player will come up with, and then we'll kind of just build from there. It's usually very organic. We all sit in a room together and just kind of feel out every single song. But then there's occasions where I'll be alone in my room and I'll write a song on an acoustic guitar and then bring that song to the guys, and then we'll turn it into a full band song. And that's how we wrote our most popular song, Daylily. That's how we wrote one of our other really popular songs, Third Degree. I mean, those all started as just things that I was kind of making in my room and then brought to the guys to really turn it into a real song, you know. And I couldn't do that alone. I owe my guys so much because I'm not a well-rounded enough musician to write every instrument, and I'm so thankful that they are able to like see my vision on things and like take it and just like bring it to the next level, and they're so fucking good at that. It really depends, you know. Every song's a little bit different, but it's usually very collaborative.
And when you said that you write them in your bedroom first and give them to the guys, do you think you'll continue to do that?
Absolutely. I think that it's nice to have a mixture of both. You know, sometimes I feel like I need a little bit of like solo introspection, kind of like, I guess, some time to be in my feelings about something that maybe it's harder to do in a group setting, and then be able to have a product that I'm feeling confident in and I can bring to them. And but then also I love having it be collaborative from the beginning as well. So yeah, it just depends on the song.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Movements from 2000 Trees Festival 2024. Now, you will be hopefully listening to this maybe on Spotify or one of the other podcast streaming places, but you might not realise we also have a Spotify playlist as well. This brings you some of the biggest names that I love from the unsigned music world. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Yeah, I've had the chance to listen to some fantastic unsigned artists that have been sent to me directly. I've taken a listen. These are some that I love the most. Go and check that out. It's called Fresh, and it's on our Spotify page now. Links on the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk. So let's move on, shall we, and play the next interview from Kite Thief, again from 2000 Trees Festival 2024. Kite Thief, how are you?
Hi, we're good. How are you?
Not so bad. You're here at 2000 Trees?
Yes.
Enjoying it?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we've had a sick time. We've played 2 shows, but it's just been amazing. It's been weird, like, camping and then getting up and playing a show. That's a bit weird. But having a great time, just chilling, really, now. We've done our bit. Yeah. Now we're enjoying the festival.
Festival, isn't it? It's our favourite festival. So.
Yeah, nice.
Hands down.
Yeah, great stuff. And hopefully you've had a chance to play tracks off your latest EP, which is out in the world. For those who've not heard the EP yet, tell us about it.
So I'm
Nearly.
Words. Our EP, Ambivalent. When did it come out? God, late last year.
Yeah, October, November last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we've just been.
December. It was December.
I'll just. Yeah.
You had one job.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, that one. We've been doing that for the past 6-7 months. We've been heavily touring that stuff, so we did a lot of it here, but we also brought back some old ones as well, which was really fun. We brought back Pinky Promise, which was our first ever single, and we zhuzhed it up a bit and brought it back because people keep asking for it, and that was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And have you now started writing for the next release? Where are you at?
Yeah, we got 2 songs finished pretty much. They're just in like the pre-production stage. So we're gonna try and get some stuff written to kind of bridge the gap between releases as we work a bit harder on something a little bit bigger and more impressive. But yeah, they're something new, a slight departure from Violent. Still hints of it, but yeah, it's definitely a new sound for us, which is exciting.
And new sound. Is it the plan to do that change, or is it simply just how they're turning out?
Yeah, I think we've always been super conscious of making sure that every release is slightly different in some sort of way to basically just get our audience used to us changing. I think the last thing we want to do is kind of pigeonhole ourselves into like a certain sound or a certain genre. So we're really trying to take as many influences from outside as we possibly can. And yeah, these songs kind of did just end up sounding a bit different anyway, but we're always trying to push and explore like different sounds and different kind of writing methods, and like we're going to be using like baritone guitars now instead to get lower and use it in a slightly different way to how we usually write, and use them slightly more as percussive instruments. And Ellen's been writing vocal melodies and stuff that's completely different to what we've done before, so it's really interesting and exciting as well for all of us.
Nice. Yeah, I think the writing's been a little bit more like collaborative this time round as well. I think it's fair to say, not that it wasn't collaborative before, but I think for the last EP you two did like most of the heavy lifting on writing, which happens naturally because they live in the same city still, where the rest of us live elsewhere. But through the power of technology, this time round we've been even more collaborative, and I think it's gone through these 2 songs have gone through way more versions than anything we've done before. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that's a good sign, and hopefully they're going to be way better, which I think they are. So I'm looking forward to releasing them.
And is there anything you've not tried yet that you want to try to see if works for you guys?
Dubstep.
I mean, you say that, you joke. But I'd love to try. I'd love to try that. I don't know. Yeah.
We haven't really I've always wanted to try and do a bit more singing in the band, because I usually just scream. So that we've kind of teased a little bit of like me and Ellen going back and forth with Amber Violent, the title track. We did a little bit of that, but also like collaborating as well. We haven't collaborated with anyone yet officially, and we really want to start bringing in artists and kind of sort of cross-pollinating our fan bases, but also like giving like a platform to artists that we like as well, and collaborating with people that inspire us. So that's why we brought Marisa up on the Forest stage. In the middle of Allegedly, because we did that at the Underworld, and it's just like fostering a nice community of like people that kind of all vibe with the same kind of music, and making us
yeah, for sure. And with the vocals, how easy are you finding it to write lyrics and melodies to the music that gets created?
It depends. Sometimes, actually no, lots of times I listen to it and I'm like, how the hell am I going to do this? I'm like, what the fuck am I meant to put over this bit? But I tend to come up, I really like hooks, I like making things catchy, so I'll come up with that and I'll try and make it fit around stuff and do a lot of changing. Luckily, a lot of the melodies that I first came up with for these 2 songs have kind of stuck. Maybe a little bit of changes here and there.
Good.
Thanks guys, thanks. But no, but we've also done a lot of revising. We've scrapped a whole chorus and made a completely different one to what was in one of the songs. And we've written quite a lot just to make these 2 songs, and we've got loads of other bits. So it's been fun. We've had a lot in the works, but I definitely feel the pressure to keep making it good.
Yeah, I'm sure. And people will want to see you playing some shows. What's your plans next?
We've had to say this in a few that
I'll take this, because these two keep these 2 keep saying things that haven't been announced. So
give it back.
No, we have got a bunch. So initially the plan was after Trees to have like a bit of a gap, get this writing done, get some recording and tracking done, and then we keep getting offers for shows. So we do have a couple of things towards the end of summer that haven't been announced yet, so I can't say where, but they are taking place around the area of Bristol. And then later in the year, we've got a couple of bigger shows in the similar area as well.
Maybe elsewhere also.
And maybe elsewhere, potentially, maybe. Sorry, this sucks. No, but we weren't intending on doing that many shows tail end of the year. Looks like we're going to be doing more than we thought, which is fine. We love shows. And just keep an eye out on socials and stuff, and we'll all be, we'll share them as soon as we're allowed. And the live side of things is my favourite part. So I can't wait for that.
All of our favourite bits.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, we're also going to be doing a lot of tracking and writing and all that sort of stuff.
Nice.
Don't say the dates. Don't say the place.
Say it. Are you hoping to go over abroad as well, into Europe, over to the States?
We wish.
We would love to. It's always been on the cards, but it's just never happened yet. But, never say never.
We need something to come up that, helped us get out there. We're very poor.
For those who don't know, if you're not in the industry, a couple of years ago, a major political event made this absolutely impossible for us. It's not impossible, but there's mad hoops to jump through now, and financial costs involved. And so we're kind of, we'd love to be able to just call a bunch of promoters and be like, put us on in Paris, put us on in Brussels or whatever. Unfortunately, it's not quite that easy anymore. So yeah, as soon as the opportunity arises, I would be straight there.
But the more we mention the issues, the more likely we can go back in.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll just hold this bag this way. For those who, it says Tory
Love it.
scum on it.
So just hold it up.
I got this from Download Festival. There you go.
Yes.
I didn't
We're
take it.
getting political.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't be at this festival mid-Tory, surely. But yeah, I don't know. You never know. But yeah, it's hard. We can't wait to do it at some point, though. I'm sure it will happen. Hopefully, hopefully soon. I'd love to do that with these guys.
Nice.
I'm French. I'd love to go to France and play. And
Tell the people it's just we French.
je suis French. Thanks, Ellen.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Kite Thief from 2000 Trees Festival 2024. Now, we also have all these interviews on our fancy radio show. Yeah, the difference between a podcast and a radio show is, well, on the radio show, you get to listen to some music as well. So if you want to hear these interviews alongside a load of new music too, and a live session as well, make sure you go and find us on our Mixcloud page. Links on our website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk. So go and check that out. I mean, why not? Now, our final interview from last year's 2024 2000 Trees Festival comes from Calva Louise. So let's go over to Calva Louise, shall we? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah, not too bad. You're here at 2000 Trees. How's your festival been so far?
Well, I mean, it's been a strange one because we were here yesterday for Bobby's set, but then we had to go back to Blackpool and then we had to come back. So we literally just arrived. I was on left, Ben, and I was like, get off the van! And then, we're here.
It's like, we're late for press, go, go, go!
Yeah, I just went to park the van and run to press.
But you're here now. You're all good. You're going to enjoy the evening as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
will.
we play after midnight, so we're going to make the best out of the rest of the day.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good to me. And you've been busy releasing some music this year. Tell us a bit about where you're at.
Well, we working on all the next releases, but because we've been on the road a lot, not have everything has to be remotely.
Yeah.
So prepare everything, even video production and all of that remotely. And because we're only the team is the three of us, it's been hard, but I mean we've managed. We got great help from Gareth from Pendulum Knife Party. He's helping us out a lot. Mazare, who's co-producing our songs as well. We've been mixing them through WhatsApp, which is great. And whenever we have days off, I just start recording in my room. Alison in his room, Ben in his room, get the stems ready, and I mean, but it's homemade, but it's made with love. So
Yeah, nice. And when it comes to the writing side of things, how do tracks normally start off for you guys?
So Jess writes all the songs. So what Jess does is she starts with a Logic demo, and the demo kind of progresses into the session, and then that session gets passed to Elazon, who lays down bass, and then it comes to me, and I there's MIDI drums already there, and I tweak things, try different things, send them back to Jess. It's what do you think to this, that, and then cymbals are done organically. Those stems are I process them, and then put them into the stems folder, and then then it goes to mix and
To Gareth.
to Gareth, yeah.
Then Gareth, Mazzara, Gareth.
Yeah.
Back to me.
Yeah.
And then we also have Dean McCarthy from Mechanica Studio, who's mastering, who's Gareth's brother-in-law. So he finishes the mastering, and he does a great job as well. So everybody's like top notch.
Yeah, nice. When you program the drums, do you ever overdo it and think you can do more than you can, or is it good for you?
I think that's a question for Jess. Like when you
Right.
like,
So
like, 'cause
right. So
they're like keyboard program, right?
I go to the keyboard program, then I run it for Ben, being like, is this what an octopus will play, or is this a drumming mind? I'm like, am I thinking like a drummer? Well, clearly I'm not. I'm good at the finger
Can you
drumming.
physically do this?
No, yeah, and I'm like, hey, physically do this. So Ben tries it out. Ben is a couple of times like, no.
There's been a couple of occasions where it's just like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
But try and like we also record like like the snares, like the everything, like I mean the way you do it. But I'm not there when he does it. It's just record the cymbal. I don't know. That's, and then we just put that all together, and then sometimes like Mazzara will have an idea on the drums, and then Ben is like, challenge accepted.
Yeah. Like Mazar would have like a really cool drum idea or a slightly different pattern than Jess's original idea, and we're like, that actually slaps. Like let's do that.
Let's
really
try
cool.
that. Yeah. So it's really cool that like we get in the day and age where technology allows us to, with the demo session we can then make it into the final session. It's funny because I think Gareth uses Ableton, I use Logic, and then Alison is the intermediary in the.
Sometimes. We've had to make some conversions and shit sometimes.
But it works out in the end, like under the skin and La Corriente, like that's how it's been going. So.
Yeah, nice. And what about the lyrics? How easy do you find it to create the lyrics to your music?
Well, the lyrics they're connected to the story, and the story, I mean, it's been going for 20 years now in my head. So, I mean, there's a lot of lore. The lyrics. I'm not saying the lyrics are starting before the music, but everything, I already have the chapters of the story in my mind. Like, I know exactly what's going to happen, and I put my personal experiences and what we go through as a band part of it. So you can enjoy the music without needing to understand the story, but they all connected to the story. That's why sometimes I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it in Spanish. This is how I'm feeling right now. And it's like, everybody learn Spanish. But it's, that's why I put the translations as well. Wait, what was the question?
The lyrics.
Creating the creating the but it's all like it's all there. Like I already know exactly what am I gonna write about. Yeah. But there's catalyst. Something happens like in my life, like for example, Oportunista or like La Corriente. Something happens in my life, and I'm like, okay. This is perfect because this is what this is one of the characters' like minds in the story, or like Third Class Citizen. It's all part of the story, but something happens to me, and I'm like, fuck that. I'll put that energy into this chapter of the story and into this song, and and I love singing it. So all these things that happen, and that I'm like, I wish I could defend myself, but I defend myself through the lyrics.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Calva Louise, again, from 2000 Trees Festival 2024. Now, what we do at this point is we go back in time, and we've been doing this for about 12 to 13 years now. Hopefully you have been aware of us before now, but if not, we're going to play you some interviews from the years gone by. And as we've played you a lot from 2000 Trees Festival today, I thought we'd go back to our first ever 2000 Trees Festival, where we had a chat with the likes of Canterbury and Narwhals and Blitz Kids. But I decided to play you an interview from Dan Lassac versus Scroobius Pip. So, Dan Lassac versus Scroobius Pip, how are you guys?
Good, how are you? He's lying, guys, he's lying. We're not those people. We are Jamiroquai.
I'm both of those people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
and three of Jamiroquai.
The bass player, definitely.
Yep, I'm the bass player.
So yeah, you are. Hello.
Hello. So what's been going on with you guys over the last year or so?
I got car insurance the other day, and it was very expensive.
Yeah.
Because it's only my second year of driving, and it was like £1,000.
Oh, it costs a lot. It's because they're insuring you against what you could crash into rather than what you've got a lot of the time. That's what people don't realise.
Polo. It's like 1.2. It's not like
it's outrageous, man.
But yeah, I'm a ruffian apparently.
It is a tragedy.
So that's been going down.
Other than that, we've had an album out in the last year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And we've done a tour, and we're now on our festival season.
Is it?
Blooming lovely.
Where are you playing?
Today we're at 2000 Trees, which we headlined 3 years ago, was it?
We've done that before, haven't we?
2 years ago, and we're getting to do it tonight. So yeah, can't wait. It should be a good one.
Glad you're back.
Yeah, I mean, 2000 Trees was the first festival we ever headlined a day on the main stage, so it's a special one.
See, I said that the other day, and then I had to question myself. That was definitely the first time we headlined a main stage.
I mean, if it wasn't, it's the first one I remember.
First one we cared about.
So you mentioned you had an album out.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about it.
It went down surprisingly well. It was our third album, and it came out in October, I want to say.
I want to say that, yeah.
October, November.
I like saying October.
And yeah, there's someone trying to come in now.
I might just grab the table and chairs.
Yeah, if you talk to those guys, they'll sort all that out with you. Cheers, Red. I was a stage manager of some sort, asking if it's right to grab the table and chairs.
Yes.
So that's good. But album came out, and we toured it from January to May.
Yeah.
So kind of toured constantly around all the UK and Europe.
Yeah.
And now getting stuck heavily into the festival season.
So how was the tour? What was your favourite performance?
I mean,
Wind your neck in on that. How many bands have you asked that and they've gone, it's hard.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to be rude to other towns. But because we stopped gigging and writing together in September, ask us the day after, because then we can go, I hate them, I hate those guys. They're going to make for a great interview. September the 6th, that's when to ask us that.
That tour though was one that, like, in the midst of it, it was hard to take it all in, just because we did so much. So we did all, as soon as we'd done the UK, we then went and did Romania and kind of many other places, Austria, Germany, France, everywhere else coming. So it's kind of all blended in, not blended into one, but hard to kind of pick an individual highlight.
So did you get good reactions across Europe?
Yeah, it was good. Again, it's the biggest tour we've done, the biggest shows we've done in Europe, and easily the biggest shows we've done in the UK. So, and we got to go to a lot of places for the first time. So, can't complain. It's been a busy year so far.
So you said you've started the festival season now.
Yes.
What's coming up for you guys?
More festivals, man.
More festivals.
We kicked off with Glastonbury, which is a good way to start.
Yeah. This weekend's 4 in 3 days, so we
2 countries.
We don't really go to bed when we fall asleep in a van and wake up in Belgium. I think tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
And then 2 festivals on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm there
cramming them in
and all that. Yeah, it's cool. It's nice to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So how long does this festival season last, and then all the way?
Same length as the festival season lasts.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it always ends.
A festival.
A festival in September is always the one we kind of end on, and it's great because this is our last festival season together. We're going to be going off and doing a solo stuff after this, and festival's the perfect one to end it at, because that was kind of the one that's always been our home crowd kind of thing. And
see, I'm not going to do solo stuff. I'm going to just hang around my town centre doing vox pops and being that really awkward interviewer. Just like really country and mildly annoying.
Kind of like me.
I'm practicing now. I'm getting it.
Vox pops are always great, aren't they?
Yeah, they're awesome.
So if the BBC do one, it's in Reading. It's always in Reading. It's always in Reading. And it's just like, why are you coming to Reading? Yeah, it's 25 minutes on the train. It doesn't count then, does it? Go up north, you bastards.
Out of London.
Dodgy BBC.
So are you planning on bringing out any more singles or records or anything?
No, the singles are done. We had like 3 singles off this record, and they all kind of, again, went down surprisingly well. Particularly when we wrote it, we were like, this is our least commercial album to date, yet it's been the most commercially successful to date, so it's kind of a nice surprise in that respect.
I wish we'd learned that earlier. Damn it.
So finally, if people wanted to find out more about you or get hold of your music, where can they go and do it?
Shops and that.
Sling a little Google search, man. It makes me crazy when bands are giving out their Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. Just Google. Everyone's got Google. You can find us.
There are other search engines.
We're both on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
We've both got
Tinder,
websites.
Grindr.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can find me on Grindr, I will touch you.
Oh.
That's a good promise.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Dan Lasac versus Scroobius Pip from 2014's 2000 Trees Festival. Hopefully this is the start of their collaboration once again, because it's been many years since they worked together. So this could be the prompt that they need to get back in touch with one another. Now that is the end of the show for another week, I'm afraid. But don't you worry, we will be back next week with more interviews, and we'll be throwing back, I think, to one of our first ever festivals. Haven't quite decided yet, but I'll let you know next week. If you can't wait until then, social media at The Sound Lab, yes, on all the socials, and check out the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and I'll see you next week right here on the Sound Lab podcast. Goodbye.